Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Well, I get the feeling it might be a boring Saturday, as Saturdays typically are, but the entire week was boring. And it might therefore be an even more boring Saturday, unfortunately. But hopefully tomorrow, towards the end of the weekly candle, we can get a bit of a push into or out of this range finally and get some movement in. But I get the feeling it might not be before the next Fed interest rate decision that we see decent movement, which will obviously be in June. But overall, the scenario is unchanged. We're still looking at the move down here that started in April, on the 14th of April to be precise. We're looking at that as a WXY structure. Other interpretations are possible, but this is my primary count within a wave 2, which means the yellow support area shows the relevant Fibonacci support levels for this wave 2 decline, which means that when we reach one, we should see some kind of a reaction. We already reacted several times to the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, which is at 26,660, and really going below that and making the next low, which is currently expected, should allow price to find some support around 25.3K. and 24K, depending on how low we actually go. Now, looking at this WXY structure, we can say, okay, we completed the waves W and X, and we're now in the Y wave. And that consists of an A wave and a B wave and a C wave. And it seems like that we are currently heading down in this C wave, and that we completed within the C wave a wave 1, a wave 2, and we should do something like that. Alternatively, but that doesn't really change anything in the short term, it could be that this was not an A wave, but instead another wave W. This here is not a B wave, but instead an X wave. And the move down is a Y wave off wave Y, so that the Y wave itself is a Y wave. The Y wave itself is a WXY, and within that Y wave, we obviously have 3 waves again. So in this wave down, instead of having 5 waves like an impulse, it could be that we do something like that. Just again, a 3-wave move. That would fit quite well with the trend channel that we have on the chart here. So I'm very open to the idea that the next low might be the last one again. But first of all, we need to come lower to let this scenario play out. At the moment, my view is we should go down lower, and the key pivot point is 28,050. Above that level, a larger increase will be likely, but we're not there yet. Okay, talked about that in yesterday's videos quite extensively, that, for example, we could get an extension of the B wave, which would, however, most likely take it out of the trend channel. Or it could even be something more bullish, and if we see 5 waves up from here, like this, then we have 5 waves up, and we haven't even got the 3rd wave, and get a 3-wave pullback, then we have good confirmation that a low has been already made on the 12th of May. But then the move up would be a leading diagonal, and the move back would be a wave 2. So now let's zoom in. We focus on the primary count, which is the short-term bearish count within a larger over or underlying bullish scenario. So let's zoom in. We set that off this high, which was made on the 29th of May, which is currently considered the B wave top. We came down in 5 waves. We reacted here recently to 2 of our trend reversal areas were rejected and made a new low. And we are currently probably in this wave 2. As I already labeled yesterday, it looks like this was an A wave top on the 2nd of June. This here is the B wave low, also yesterday. And we're now moving up in a C wave. This is certainly a likely interpretation. It's very slow today. It's Saturday, of course, so we need to see how this is going to play out. It could certainly push us a little bit higher. But the first piece of evidence that a high was made here in this small rally is if we break below the B wave low. So if price breaks below 26,880, we have a first piece of evidence that this wave 2 is already in. I think it has come high enough to consider it a wave 2, because it would, at the moment, At the moment, it is reacting a little bit to the 38.2 retracement, as you can see. Yeah, this is not a standard retracement level for wave 2 that I would normally call out, but it's certainly one that, well, sort of is relevant. It's just not typical for a wave 2. A wave 2 in crypto typically would retrace into the region between the 50% and the 78.6 FIB level. In this case, between 27,500 and 28,050. However, it's probably not a bad idea to be aware that we're currently just hovering below the 38.2 retracement level, which obviously could lead to a rejection, but is just more likely to go into the standard Fibonacci zone. And also, if we use the Fibonacci extension tool to identify targets for this C wave, we can use it by measuring the length of the A wave, go to the low of the P wave, and then the first target that we get that is really relevant is the 1-to-1 ratio, the 100% extension, that is at 27,647. Okay, the very first one is actually the 61.8 extension at 27,350. This is actually below the resistance area. However, it is again not a super common. It's not a super common level. Yeah, it is relevant to a degree, but it's more typical to see either the 1-to-1 ratio or maybe even the 1.618 extension at 28,126, which is just slowly or slightly above the resistance area. Now, that can deviate on your exchange a little bit, depending on what exchange you use. But this is sort of where we are. And price is currently forecasted to go a little higher, as long as we see no break below the B wave low at 26,880 basically, or 875. Again, measure that on your exchange. It is one of the problems with crypto that these price levels differ slightly on different exchanges. But overall, as long as price stays below 28,050, the overall focus would be on lower in a third wave. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership and also make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links in the video description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.